So, step 1, get traffic. Step 2 is to convert. Promoting quality traffic to your website through search, paid, and social is extremely important for your digital marketing strategy, but often the focus on conversions is overlooked in this kind of aspect. Our next masterclass, you're going to discover how leveraging the power of conversion rate optimization and A/B split testing can complement your SEO strategy and improve revenue and leads dramatically. Through various case studies and a deep dive into audience members-owned businesses, our next presenter will identify some of the key areas to improve conversions and impact your business bottom line. A passionate digital marketer who lives all things related to online business and optimizing them in their full potential. He has over 7 years of experience in digital marketing, previously founded and sold several online businesses, including Collision Drumsticks, which was distributed in 12 countries, and worked with businesses including Melbourne University, DJ City, Anytime Fitness, Wilson Parking, and so much more. Please give a warm afternoon welcome to the Senior Digital Strategist from Clearwater Agency, Dave Hyman.
Thank you. Thanks, mate. Thanks, guys. How's everybody going? Oh, you're like, yeah, good, sort of. How you all doing? You actually good? You excited? I know it's been a long day, so what I want to do is I don't want to get into the content too quickly. I've actually got a little bit of an experiment for you, okay? So all of you are probably sitting there and you're going, very simply, what is conversion rate optimization? And I could bore you with a bunch of information about conversion rate optimization, how it increases the conversions on your websites by removing roadblocks from visitors coming there, but I want to actually give you a live version of that. So what I'm going to do is, see down the middle here, apart from you two, you're going to go on that side. This side of the room is A, and this side of the room over here is B, okay? We got that? You guys B, A. So what I want you to do right now, and this is really scary because I might put you to sleep, is I want side B for you to close your eyes right now. I need everybody to participate in this. So close your eyes. Yeah, this is risky. You're all like, oh God, here we go. All right, side A, what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put somebody up on the board for you, and you guys are going to look, and if you would vote this person to be our next Prime Minister, you're going to put your hand up in the air, okay? You guys ready? So let's see a show of hands if anybody's keen to have this as our next Prime... yeah, really? Our next Prime Minister. Cool, couple more seconds. All right, no worries. So now what I need you guys to do, side A, if you've got your hand up, leave it up, and I need all of you to close your eyes as well. So side A, close your eyes for me. And now side B, one tick, I'm going to bring up a person for you, and you're going to put up your hand if you would vote them to be our next Prime Minister. So side B, open your eyes, and let's see a show of hands if you would want this person to be our Prime Minister. Yeah, okay, cool. So leave your hand up. All right, so now what I want to happen is I want side A, all of you guys to open your eyes and everybody have a look around the audience. So these were the two options that we had for our Prime Ministers of Australia. As you can see, side B has a fair majority of hands up. Side A, one person put his hand up and I told him to put it down immediately because we can't have that. I hope there's no Americans in here, sorry. So basically what I'm trying to show you here is there's two versions of the website. So you've got your control group, which was side A, and you've got the variation, which is side B. So what we saw there is that a lot more people voted yes on the variation B compared to variation A, which is your original, and that is A/B split testing, and that's how we do conversion rate optimization. What we're doing is we're comparing two versions of something together. There's also some different variations of this as well. Sorry, that's a split of how A/B split testing would be working. But there's also AA, so that means that we compare the website to itself, and that would seem really strange to you guys, but the idea behind that is that we want to make sure that all of our conversion tracking is sorted, and we want to make sure that our website doesn't have any weird anomalies that would be tracking differently. And then we also have multivariate testing, so we can get all these different versions of Trump, all these different versions of Hemsworth competing against one another until we have the right combination of things. Yep, my Photoshop is pretty ordinary, so my apologies. So that's sort of just a little bit of a breakdown. So with all of that in mind, how many of you have done conversion rate optimization? And show me your hands, like honestly, if you've actually implemented A/B split testing. Okay, cool, fair few people. So for those of you who haven't, conversion rate optimization, similar to that, is exactly that. It's a psychological analysis of people coming to your website, figuring out what their roadblocks are, looking at the analytics and seeing how people aren't converting on different versions of the website, or sorry, your original version of the website, and testing it to a new version. So what I want to do today with you guys is I want to go through this. I want to give you a fair bit of content. I want to give you some really cool tricks and skills that you guys can implement yourselves. And then I want to wrap this up really quickly because I want to have a good portion where we're actually going to audit some live websites up here. So So if anybody has their website, if they have a competitor that they want to get ready, get them fired up because we're going to do them live up here and we're all going to go through it together, okay? So really quickly, let's get into it. This is a description of conversion rate optimization, systematic process of increasing the percentage of website visitors who do a desired action. So for some of you, you'll be an e-commerce website, which means the desired action is to make revenue. So that means to make a purchase. For some of you, you'll be a lead gen website, and most of the time the main goal will be either to make a phone call, it will be to submit a form, it could be to sign up to an app or a newsletter, whatever your desired action is. And then the CRO process involves understanding how users move through your website and what actions they take and what's stopping them completing those goals specifically. So that's in a nutshell what conversion rate optimization is. So all of you would be doing some form of advertising, I hope. So people will be doing SEO potentially or search. People will be doing social media, email marketing. There might be people doing display ads, Google advertising. What we're talking about is the next part. We're talking about all of that traffic landing on your website and then turning that traffic into a customer through your sales funnel. So everybody kind of understands that now? We got it? Cool. So let's move on. So conversion rates in Australia. This is a really, really debated topic. So I've given you a bit of a rough idea of what the average conversion rates are in Australia. And a few of you are going to be like, oh God, where are we at? Or some of you might think it's incredible. So e-commerce, average conversion rate in Australia, anywhere from 1.8 to 3.7. And of course there's variations between that because some websites are going to convert better than others just based on industry or the product. Others are going to be a far more impactful decision on the buyer. So e-commerce, 1.84 to 3.7. Lead generation, anywhere from 2.23 to 4.31. So some of you would be like, oh God, I've got way better conversion rates than that. Of course, we're averaging out the amount of terrible websites that don't convert out there in Australia as well, okay? So that's an average of everything that's in Australia at the moment. So what I want to do is I want to go through the process that we use in conversion rate optimization. Now, I don't know if everybody can see it. They're pretty tiny, but I'll give you a quick little summary. Heuristic analysis, we're talking about the frictions, distractions, any roadblocks on the website, and this is aesthetically. Yeah, get your cameras out, take a photo. This is really important. This is basically everything I do, okay? So heuristic analysis, friction, distraction, motivations, and relevance. That's all the content on your website and whether or not that works for your audience from a psychological point of view. Mouse tracking, that means that how many of you have got like Hotjar or Crazy Egg on your website? We're looking at heat mapping, we're looking at where your mouse goes, we're looking at what your users are doing within your website. Web analytics, we're looking at the actual web analytics from the back end of your website, and we're looking at where people are going, where people are making different correlations between the data and the behavior of what they're doing on the website. We're looking at user testing, which means we actually get a third-party group of users to test your website so that you have a non-biased opinion from them. We're doing qualitative surveys to also ask customers exactly what their experience on the website is. And finally, we're doing a technical analysis, which means that we're looking at Google Analytics and we're looking at the data and figuring out what elements are converting the best and where there's room to grow. So, really quickly, I can't tell you the name of this company. I've done really badly at hiding them in the past, so hopefully none of you know too many vintage bike companies from Melbourne. But anyway, vintage bike supplier, their website's on Shopify. They do a lot more money than 1.4 through their bricks and mortar, but their Shopify website does $1.4 million a year. So, really quickly, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what we did for their website to be able to achieve a return. So when we went through before, technical analysis, we looked at mobile conversions. So the mobile version of their website converted at 0.45%. So that means based on the amount of sales versus traffic, only 0.45% of their traffic on mobile turned into a sale. Whereas versus desktop, which was 0.82, exactly right. So almost half of the conversion rate for the mobile website versus the desktop. The site search function was converting at 0.55, while people without the site search function, people who did use the site search were converting at 2.33%, which means that's more than 4 times the conversion of people that were actually using the search bar on the website. And finally, the site speed. So when we first looked at the website, it loaded at an average of 11.4 seconds. After we optimized it, it was looking at 5.8, which is still not super optimal, but it's a much better improvement. So as you can see here, here's a load of their website. So time to interactive was 16.8, and their fully loaded was 11, so we obviously improved that. Heuristic analysis. So we had a look at their shipping, and what they were talking to clients about was that And the average purchase value of their products was $230, but they gave free shipping for products over $75. That doesn't really have a proper correlation, like why is 75 there? So we thought that was a bit of a weird number to choose from their audience. And the other one was that they had too much emphasis on the brick and mortar stores. If you've got a website, I understand you need to drive traffic to your stores, but we're trying to sell. So the idea was don't distract them and send them to another page that has contact details of a store. Let's keep them on the website purchasing. So basically, as you can see from there, free delivery for orders over $75, which is just bizarre. I think the cheapest bike they had on there was $129, so it doesn't really correlate. Then we looked at mouse tracking and heat maps. So from there, we saw that the price filtering system was all over the place. So what they did was push some of the more popular items down the fold. So that meant that they just did it by price. So they had the cheap products up the top, which is normally not what people want all the time. They want to get the product that they want. And then we also had a wish list section. Who has a wish list section on their website? No e-commerce stores. One. Does it get used much? It does. Oh God, just say no. That'll help me a lot. So this wish list didn't have a click in over 12 months, so obviously not going to work for them. So when we have a look at this just here, yes, sorry, I've tried to hide their branding. I'm pretty sure you can pick it up by now. So as you can see up the top there, they had a wish list that just wasn't clicked in the last 12 months whatsoever. And then user testing. So we had a chat to our third-party users who came online. We used 12 of them for this particular test, and they were saying that in the navigation bar, they were talking about Easy Pay and Afterpay within the menu navigation, which was really confusing for their audience. And they also had over half of the audience didn't actually trust their checkout system. Old Magento 1 website, really clunky, just didn't trust it. So there's an idea though. So as you can see within the actual menu navigation, they're advertising Afterpay, ZipPay, and also to purchase gift cards. That's just a massive roadblock for them to actually try and just navigate to a product that they want to see. Qualitative surveys, we also asked them again about the $75 shipping, and they thought it was really confusing, and they didn't really understand why $75 was the reason that they were doing that. And then we also asked about their live chat, and all of them tried to use the live chat, and 90% of them said that they weren't actually responded to from the live chat functionality, which is just crazy. If you've got 2 people dedicated to your marketing, somebody needs to look at live chat. So then we just did some user testing, and here's some results from that. So basically, guys, with all of that said, what we did in the end was we improved the mobile UX, we increased the size of the search bar significantly, we compressed a bunch of their images and updated their cache, we made the free shipping for all orders site-wide. We also went and reduced the visibility of the buy from a store because there's no point in pushing them in the direction of the stores. We also went and updated the price filtering, removed the wish list section, removed confusing content from the menu, improved the checkout to 2 pages, and we also made sure that the client was responsible for replying to live chat. Based on all of that happening, their conversion rate went from 0.62 to 0.82, which again is well below the average that we just went through before, but this was done in 3 months. And as you can see, this resulted in 32% increase in conversion rate, 43% increase in transactions, and 45% increase in revenue, which end result means with no extra traffic, 262K extra a year. So I'm just going to reiterate that, and I'm going to do that via animations. So as you can see, big, and then it twirls around. No extra traffic for an extra 262,000 per year. That's the power of A/B split testing. That's the power of conversion rate optimization. I'm going to give you one more example. A company called Blue Star Direct, they were happy with us to talk about them because they think that this is really important that you all understand. Lead gen website, not an e-commerce website. Really straightforward. This is what their website looked like beforehand. Pretty minimal content, massive banner at the front that was taking up way too much room. Basically what we did is we added some of their information about what their product is. So they're kind of like an email marketing automation company. They didn't mention any of that within any of their content on the homepage. Once we updated the homepage, we highlighted the services offering, we improved the content flow, we utilized an infographic to get our message across a little bit better, we improved the copy to highlight their unique sales propositions, and we also made the header a sticky menu so that the phone number was prominent throughout. Straight away, 0.33 to 0.66. Now, you can see there that there's only an extra 12 goal completions, but I'll get to that in a second. So this meant 98% increase in goal conversion rate, 133% increase in goal completions, which is leads for them, which meant 12 extra leads. And this is a company where their average value of a lead is $40,000. So as you can imagine, those 12 extra leads, the way that they convert them, fair bit of money sitting in there. So this is our process. What we do with everything that I've just mentioned there is that we get the data analysis, we create our hypothesis, we create some mock-ups for our clients, and then we present them a test and measure, which is the A/B split testing, which we went through earlier. So this is what A/B split testing can do for you. And I'm not going to go through each of these individually, but A/B split testing basically gives you the ability to look at your previous website, identify some of the things that aren't converting well or aren't working for you, and you're able to improve all of these elements just here, okay? So A/B split testing, super powerful. Just really quickly, if anybody's going to ask about tools, we use convert.com, there's Optimizely, there's also Google Optimize. Google Optimize is a free tool if anybody wants to get started on this themselves. Really, really powerful stuff. So then, some really big questions that come up all the time, and people ask us this all the time. How long should I run a test for? Tests shouldn't go for any longer than 30 to 60 days, and that's really dependent on the amount of traffic that you have. And then people are going to go, well, do I have enough traffic to be able to A/B split test? And the answer is not quite. Some people that have low traffic, so anywhere from 5 to 10 conversions a week or lower, that would be considered a low traffic website that shouldn't be A/B split testing. Also, if anybody has 1,000 or less visitors per week, low traffic website probably shouldn't be A/B split testing, or any less than 100 transactions a month, low volume website. What does a good test look like? What we have in A/B split testing is something called statistical significance. I'm not going to go into this too much, but basically we need to make sure that 95% in our test comes up. Otherwise, we can't say that it's substantial evidence to say that one version is better than the other. I'll expand on that a little bit later. So really quickly, for people in here that might be on a little bit of a lower scale and they're not sure whether or not they're at that traffic level, there is a little bit of a shortcut way that you can do this, and it requires Google Analytics and it requires your conversion tracking set up properly. So what you can do is you've just got like a normal Google Analytics dashboard, and if you actually have a look at this little section here, it has something called create an annotation. So what you can do is you can just put a little mark on a date and annotate and put a note there. So what we've got here is made CRO changes. Then what we can do is after a month, 30 days to 60 days, we can compare from the day that we made that change to the date range prior to that change, and then we can have a look at how the results have gone. Now, the only difficulty with this is that you are going to have a fluctuation in traffic, but the idea is that because you're a reasonably low volume website, your fluctuation in traffic shouldn't be too much, so at least you'll get an idea of whether or not your test or your A/B variations did anything at all. So that's a little shortcut for people that don't want to go use Optimize or Google Optimize, or Optimizely. All right, I got 7 tricks for you, tricks and tips, and then we're going to get into some audits. So please tell me that some people have some websites launched, because I really, really want to go through it. So let's do this. 7 best CRO tips and tricks. 1, keep it simple. You need to have a simple message and clearly explain what you do. That Blue Star Direct example that I just used before, all they needed to do was tell people what their actual service was, and you saw the increase in conversions with a couple of other technical updates. Make sure you tell them above the fold on your front page, your home banner, because this is the most important real estate on your website, and this is where the majority of your traffic is entering. Number 2, optimize for mobile. I mean, if you haven't heard any other SEO talks here, if we're not going mobile friendly now in 2019, you're way behind the 8 ball, but from a conversion standpoint, mobiles normally convert a terrible amount lower than a desktop website in most industries. So you need to make sure that your mobile website is incredible, otherwise you just won't convert on it. Number 3 is you need to make your CTAs or call to actions unmissable. So what is it that you want people to do? If you're a lead generation website, let's just say you're an accountant and your main call to action is you want somebody to come in for a free consultation or you want them to call you for a free consultation, say that immediately and have a button that says sign up for a free consultation, or have a floating form that says sign up for a free consultation. If you're an e-commerce website, the main banner is more than likely going to have either a special that you've got running or a particular product that sells well. You need to tell people that your main call to action is right in the front of their firing line when they load your website. Number 4 is promote website security, and there's 2 parts to this, particularly for e-commerce. You need to make sure that you have your safety badges on there, so whether or not it's verified by Visa, PayPal, you've got your McAfee Secure, you need to make sure that people can identify that your website is secure. And then you also need to make sure that on an e-commerce store you have payment icons, because people want to know what credit card or what payment method they can make so that they can go through to the next step. Getting somebody's credit card details is the hardest thing to do on a website. So you need to remove as many roadblocks as you possibly can. Number 5, create unique value propositions. Why would somebody come to your website or purchase from you or come to your service if you do the exact same as your competitor? Simple as that. And then if you turn around and you're like, well, it's price. Talk about it. Talk about you being cheaper. Talk about you being cost effective. If your unique value proposition is something along the lines of, we have a customized solution for you, tell people that immediately, because they need to know why they're going to come to you as opposed to your competitor. So create unique value propositions and push them as hard as you can. Offer proof to claims. So you're going to have reviews, you're going to have people talking about you, you're obviously going to have customers who have enjoyed their experience with you. Promote that. Get some social proof on your website so that other people can look at it and go, fantastic, this is a proven model. These guys are already doing something that other people are buying from. You need to make sure that you have social proof on there. And finally, speed equals conversion. So Google did some research recently that said for every 1 second load time over 6 seconds, you decrease your conversions. I don't mind the other two, 11% fewer page views and 16 decrease in customer acquisition. They're pretty horrible, but 7% less conversions on your website. You need to make your website sub 6 seconds. You really have to now. Cool, understand? That's it, we're into audit time. So where are those orange balls that go around? Here we go. Who wants to give us a website that we can have a look at? We got one over here, I think. This is a bit rigged because I did actually talk to this gentleman earlier. Oh, whoa, oh, God. My God.
Yo,
Very, very violent.
that works.
You good? All right, so I don't remember it, but I think I have it. Oh, no, I've gotten out of everything. All right, tell me.
Gerard V, so G-E-R-A, oh, there it is.
All right, so you are a hypnotist comedian, correct?
Yes.
So we spoke about this before, so straight away off the top of the website. So, really cool, really vibrant, really out there. Here's a couple of things that I would say straight away. Everybody, look at all the call to actions that we have here. We have how to book, tickets, find out more, check about... Sorry, I'm going to stop there. It's a really lovely website before I shit all over it. Sorry, guys. How to book, tickets, email, call, check availability, find out more, contact, make a booking, what does it cost, videos. Whew, I have no idea what I'm going to do on this website. So we've already spoken about this. I can assure you that if you made this one prominent call to action on the main banner, I would imagine if you got one of these particular buttons to be the main call to action, and in the header there where you've got how to book, you just put your mobile phone number up there, or you put the phone number up there, I can assure you that you would convert better. But let's have a look through the rest of the stuff on the website, because there is some really good stuff in here. So, cool, good explanation of what you do. Check Jared's availability. Great. So that's another call to action that you've already got in there. So I'm thinking that's probably your main call to action. We keep going down. Thousands of happy customers, including social proof. Perfect. Round of applause. That's brilliant. That's what we want. Money back guarantee. Brilliant. Love it. About Jared V and his shows. He's got some video content on there, which is great. Video content's awesome, guys. Need to do that. Now, here's something that I found actually after looking at this, and I actually love this almost. So see this form on the right-hand side that you've got? This is brilliant, but what I would do is I would actually have that as a sticky form on the right-hand side of the whole website. So as you're scrolling throughout the website, people can sign up at any point in time. So that means they see your main call to action, they would have your your phone number up here, and at any point in the time while they're navigating, they can click this form and commit to something, whether or not that's an inquiry or whatever. Let's just quickly go to let's just go to like corporate events.
Nobody clicks that menu.
Okay, nobody clicks this menu, so that's full on. That's a good, intense menu. Can I ask why you didn't go, do you still have the orange thing? Yeah, can I ask why you went for a burger menu as opposed to like a menu up the top?
Nobody clicks that menu.
So if you had a menu that was like across the board here, like all of your services like that, was there any reason why you went for that one instead?
I wanted to make the thing at the very top just a description of who I am and what I do. So it's that logo, Comedy Hypnotist Gerard V.
Okay. So see how you've got like the black part at the top here. If you had another part just below that, that's above this banner, and then you had all of your menu options there, I think that could be a little bit easier for user flow potentially.
Try it.
Okay, Try it. Oh, I will try it, sure.
I will try it.
Okay. Okay, so some of the product pages, I would probably just say that you're repeating a little bit of the info again, so that's fine. It's good to reiterate that, but I would probably make this a little bit more specific to what the actual page is. Let's get some corporate and conference entertainment specific photos in here. Let's get some more content. I do love how you've got the testimonials, but this is one of my sticklers for testimonials. I don't think testimonials work unless you have an image of someone or unless you have a video or somebody actually physically looking like they're giving that testimonial. If you just write down some words, anybody can do that. I can put in there that David Hyman's the best speaker in the world and you'll all be like, no, that's not true at all. So you need to make sure that you get some kind of proof in there, whether or not it's like there's thousands of Google Reviews plugins that you can move across there. You could use some Facebook reviews.
I tried the Google Review plugins and the Facebook plugins and my conversion rate dropped by 50%.
Woo! Ouch. I would be interested to see that. I personally think that having social proof with imagery on there, from my experience, has been pretty good. But I'd love to see that data.
It's all in the numbers. A/B testing. Literally, my business fell away. I lost $12,500 and conversions dropped by 50%.
So then, do you think testimonials are really the way that you need to go? I mean, you're an entertainment product. Do you think that you just need some specific video content then, as opposed to that?
I'm very careful to avoid my own opinions and test stuff. You should like that.
I
have no view about what works or what doesn't. I just try stuff out and look at the numbers.
So I think that could be an option for you. I think you can get some specific video content as opposed to testimonials then, and that might give you a little bit of an uptick. But the social proof for you, I suppose, because you're quite a unique service, is maybe people just need to see what your performance is, seeing as it's quite unique and quite niche. So that's the way I would go. Other than that, this sticky banner that I've talked about a billion times, that desperately needs to have that mobile phone in there, because when we go into mobile view, it doesn't come down with you as you scroll. So if that was just there the whole entire time, and again, I don't see a point in having email these days. They can go to the contact page, give you an email, and there'll be a form somewhere. If you just had the mobile phone prominent in there and a sticky menu coming down with you, it just gives people an opportunity on the mobile phone to click that number a lot more, and you're removing the roadblock of getting down to the bottom of this page and either having to fill in this form or having to scroll all the way back up to the top to go to the call button. So that's just some really easy things. Just a couple of highlights. I did have a look at your page speed, and this gentleman loads below 3 seconds, so that's incredible. I haven't seen that in ages. So he is doing some really good work. So I'm going to move on from that one, but a couple of really easy ones there that I think you're going to A/B split test yourself.
Thank you.
No worries. Guys, you choose. I don't care.
Hi there, we're from YMCA New South Wales.
Hey, how you doing?
G'day. So our website is www.ymcansw.org.au.
Because you're a .org, do you guys have access to change this frequently, or is there a lot of red tape?
Probably a lot of red tape.
Okay, so I'll give you guys a little tip. Google Optimize, the functionality behind that is that it actually has like a widget builder, basically. So if anybody here's used Wix, which Wix is not normally great for websites, but basically what happens is it takes this version of the website and you can just move elements. So that means that you wouldn't actually have to get your devs to do any work on this. You could actually physically go in the back end yourself and do the changes yourself. So for a company that takes a lot of red tape in making A/B split tests or making changes to their website, Google Optimize is actually a really good one for that, because you can get around the red tape. But anyway, let's have a look. So I'm just going to reload this, or is that how your banner loads? Okay, well that's not a good start. So your thing is chopped off there, so that's not great. I would say straight away the banner takes up a huge amount of the fold. So these are going to be, well no, again these are just services. Services, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So you keep coming down, find out more. All right, so you know before when I was talking about unique sales proposition, I don't really know what YMCA New South Wales does just off the bat. So I'd imagine that if this says community impact report, I'm guessing?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so maybe I have an idea that you're to do with the community, and we all obviously know what the YMCA is, but for people that don't, I don't really have an idea of what you do here other than your menu banner. So I would be making this specific banner a little bit more catered to your audience. The call to action, read now, is probably one of the weakest call to actions out there. Apply now is something better. I know that you just want them to read some content, but what do you want them to achieve on this website other than read your information? Because they'll do that anyway. And then I was really excited because I thought these were going to be like your unique sales propositions, but these are just repeats of the services that you already offer. So here I would much rather have you saying something along the lines of like engaging kids in fitness programs that they know, they didn't have access to beforehand, or you know what I mean, like community friendly. Just try and promote something unique about your business. We're passionate about our offering. Again, find out more. It's just more information. Like, let's figure out what the call to action is. Do we want them to sign up to something? I just realized, find your why. Okay, YMCA, got it. Don't worry about that. And then all your social media, fine, all good. Some video content. Okay, so here we go. Connect, inspire, impact, explore our services and locations, stay up to date. Connect, inspire, impact. Can you expand on that a little bit more? What are these the kind of call to actions that you do?
So that's our employment part of the business. So it's a
Okay.
different website.
So this goes to a different website.
Correct. It goes to our careers website.
All right. I'm going to move on because I don't want to say anything mean about it, but that's not my cup of tea. So then we go to fitness and aquatics here. And this is just like a landing page. We've got some physical activities that we can do here. No worries, they're your call to actions. There's really, really minimal content on here, so you're not really explaining a lot. You've obviously got handbooks, which I'm guessing are PDFs that you download. Fine, that's okay. I mean, it's just, there's no real call to action on this website telling me what I want to do. That is your number one thing. And if you guys had a form here that said subscribe or sign up to our, I don't know, whatever it is, like our program, or what would you want to sell?
So this is our kind of main website.
Yep.
If you go to Find Your Why, it has our kind of microsites where you can actually see our centers. So if you click on, scroll down.
So you've got particulars within each of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I would probably say. If Find Your Why is your main call to action, but you've only got it in your menu banner up the top here, it's pretty much the most difficult thing to find on your website. I would have that spread all over here. Find Your Why, explore our experiences, whatever you need to put in there, that should be in your main banner. You should have a call to action a little bit further down the fold, just a couple of different things. That's a pretty easy one from my end. Otherwise, it's a really clean website and it's really nice. All right? Yeah? Who's up? Let's do it. And don't feel like you have to do your website, guys. You can throw out your competitors under the bus if you want to. I'm easy. I think we got another, how long do we have? Brilliant. We got time. Let's do it.
Hey, so I work for Middy's Data and Electrical.
Sorry, say again.
Middy's Data and Electrical. So we have one main site and we have a separate e-commerce site.
Okay. Any reason for that?
Don't know the reason for that, but it's kept separate because I believe our contractors, it's easier for our contractors and electricians to use instead of, so I guess one's informative and one's to make a sale. So,
So you've got one that's kind of like internal and then one that's kind of external, I guess? Okay, which one do you want me to look at?
Let's go with the normal website.
So
just middies.com.au.
Sorry, spell it out.
MIDDY.
Oh, Middies.
Yes.
Got it.
Our e-commerce is a work in progress though.
So what's the e-commerce?
It's Middy's My Branch.
So if I went to this here, that's your e-commerce.
It's a work in progress.
So not to divulge too much about my history, but I did interview for Middies back in the day. And
really?
I did not get the job, so I think I might be a little bit ruthless on this one. I hate the pink. No, I'm kidding. It's a really nice website. I've looked at this website before. I haven't seen your e-commerce. So anyway, okay. Straight away, big banner up the top. It's got your branch locator, a couple of things that you might want to look out for, and some social media icons. Great, fine, no worries. Okay, something that I didn't mention before that I despise on any website are sliders. So sliders are one of the worst conversion killers in the game. Simply because if you have a slider with 5 or 6 call to actions that are constantly sliding, or even worse, a lot of people will have a slider there with just the one static image constantly sliding over itself again. It is super confusing. People don't know where to go. And you watch that if you have more than one call to action on that banner there, people don't click on them as much. It's just rule of thumb. So for me, I would straight away take that there because I don't think it actually serves much value for you anyway, if you have a look. And also something's a bit weird here when I do click it.
So what would you put instead of a slider?
So I would just have one banner,
just
one banner with one CTA, correct. So like earn Qantas points, it's not that important. Middy's AFL tipping comp, is that really that important that you want people to join?
It's fun.
It is fun, yeah,
AFL,
it is good.
hey.
Not when you barrack for Carlton, so let's keep going. Are you a bright sparky? Yeah, again, I just think there's 8 or 7 slides in here that you could just condense into one that would be your main call to action. And I think that would get your conversions up quite a bit, just simply because your banner's going to take up so much of the fold anyway. If you have a bunch of other call to actions, you can put them anywhere else. But I do love this. I do love how they've got events, promotions, contractor resource, and news directly there, and it's nicely formatted. And then they've also got a secondary slider down here. So I'd leave the secondary slider, put any of the content from the banner that you want in there because it's secondary. It's not as important as your main call to action, and then make the main banner just a static image. But as we keep going down further, our story, great. We've got some video content here. Okay, loads to a different page. I'd probably just iframe that and have it load there and then. Stay up to date, subscribe to a newsletter, fine. Everything else looks really good. So let's just go to what else is pretty important to users on this website.
It would probably be the events page.
Okay.
So it's more an informative type of website.
Okay, so if I go to events just here, okay, so info nights, event gallery.
And mostly for branch locator. I think that's our primary thing, is for customers to locate our local branch, the nearest local branch.
So, sorry, just while I was on the events page, there's nothing that I would change here. It's just an event update page, basically. It just has information. So I don't see anything here. There's no particular call to action other than the buttons that you have down here, which is like view the 2019 schedule. Fine, that looks good. I wouldn't change anything on the events page. But your branch locator, did you say?
Yeah, the branch locator would be the main thing, I guess.
Okay, so you've got location tracking, fine. Yeah, cool. So then you're just going to type in your current location. What's the postcode up here, guys? I'm from Melbourne, so I have no idea. 2000, done.
I think you scroll down a little bit more.
Okay, so why doesn't the map update?
I actually have no idea. There
That's
we go.
interesting.
Should be
So I'd make
updating
it so that the map would update to those locations, because otherwise I still think like I'm looking at the whole of the Australia view, but obviously these come up below it, yeah?
Yep.
So anyway, that's just finding the closest store to you. There's no problem with that functionality. Branch details, get directions. Fine, everything's good here. Let's go to your e-commerce and have a look. This is the e-commerce?
Yes, that's the e-commerce website.
Okay, again, sliders on e-commerce. So cable, shop the range. Audio visual, shop the range. Security, shop the range. Like if I want to go to any of these, they're just sitting there already in the menu navigation. So for me, I would rather have, we have a huge new range of data comms. Click here to find that out today, or something like that. Like you need to pick it, which part you want, which direction you want people to go in, and then you're going to push them in that direction by the front banner. You get what I mean?
Yep.
But then featured products, fine. Click and collect delivery, solar lifestyle. So the only thing that I would put in here is that you don't have any content. So just like a little bit of a description of what this website is about. There's probably worth having a few words in there, and probably from an SEO perspective, you'd probably want that as well on the homepage. If we go to like a product page, which is pretty important. Okey-doke. Okay, so log in for price. So I would have to log in to actually purchase. Okay, so do you send people here with a login already, or do people just land on this homepage straight away and then they have to figure that out for themselves?
They land on it and then figure out for themselves.
Okay, so then if that's the case, we need people to be able to log into the website before they actually make a purchase. So as a consumer, if I go to a product page, let's go a lengthier version, let's go into lighting. Or let's not go into lighting. All right, let's go into battens, LED. You said this website's in development?
It is.
Okay.
It's in progress.
It might just be my internet. Sorry, guys. All right, this isn't going to work. So if we just go, just for example, if I went through the menu and I went through 2 menu items to get to the point where I actually got to the product page. So I've actually taken this just isn't going to work, is it?
Hopefully that's not the website speed.
No, I think it's the internet, not me. Okay, so anyway, while we're on it, if I was going to go through 2 or 3 steps to get to a product page on the website, and then you preface me that I had to log in to be able to see the pricing of that, you're giving yourself every chance for somebody to bounce off and be like, I can't be bothered, that's a waste of time. When they land on the website, there's a couple of things that you could do there. You could definitely have a banner up the top of the whole entire website saying you must log in prior to seeing pricing. But the other thing is that everybody's seen what a lightbox pop-up is. So it pops up in front of you. It's kind of like a transparent image at the front, and it says sign up to 10% off today or something like that. You could have a light box that pops up and says you must be a logged in customer to be able to make a transaction on this website or to be able to see pricing. Those are two really easy ways to kind of remove that roadblock of somebody having to go through a bunch of navigation before they know that they can't actually see any pricing on the website. You get what I mean?
Yep, I get what you mean. Because like our normal main website, our traffic generates maybe like in a month more than 10,000. But with this My Branch one, there's like 600 people.
Yeah.
So you see the difference where they drop off, like you can tell where they drop off.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really interesting to see, the behaviour flow of each customer and seeing when they land on the homepage, how long it took for them to have to bounce off the website. But I imagine that that's where they would get to. They'd have a look for the product they want through a menu category. They then go into the next page. They choose the product that they want. They go to the next page, and then they get prefaced by this login for price. And they're like, well, bugger that. I'll go to anywhere else and have a look. The other thing, really quickly, we mentioned it before. So we were talking about security and payment icons. I know that may very well be in here when I log into the pricing, but it needs to come up on the main product page, probably somewhere over here if you guys can see where my cursor is. You should have the credit card options in there. You should have PayPal, Easy Debit. You need to tell these people exactly how they can transact on your website. Otherwise, more than likely, they're going to lose trust in that website as well. But anyway, this website looks like it needs a lot more work. So,
Thank you.
No worries. Anybody else? Oh God, we got lots. Let's do it.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
GSL Services. So it's gslservices.com.au.
GSL?
That's correct. Services.
Services.com.au.
That's it.
And what do you do?
We supply services to people with disability,
Okay.
especially youth and kids.
Again, my internet is struggling, so I don't know where Aaron is, but do we have a backup here or not really? Yeah, browser just a struggling. Internet, my computer, I don't know. Yeah. Anybody else having problems with the Wi-Fi in here? You are? Okay. I just grabbed my mobile, connect a hotspot. Oh, sorry guys. So sorry, tell us a bit more about your website quickly, just so I get an idea.
So it's I've created on when I started with the company, I've just been there for 2 years.
Yep.
It was a WordPress site, which was created by our IT guy. I took over the website and did not know a thing about coding, so moved it over to Wix. And I know a lot of people say Wix isn't good, but I enjoy what it gives me and the creativity of it.
Sure.
So obviously we're not e-commerce. We haven't got an online shop.
Yep. You're a service provider.
Service provider.
Yep.
So it's about getting people to contact us and inquiring about our services.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, so I'm not a massive fan of Wix for a few reasons. I work for an agency that does SEO, and SEO on Wix is horrible. But talking from a conversion standpoint, Wix websites can convert. They are very templated, so same as Shopify these days, because everybody's copying one or two free templates, it's becoming very similar to one another. But it looks like you've done enough work here to make it a reasonably unique website. So let's have a look. So GSL, a good start to life, tailored supports to reach your goals and live your best life. Okay, cool. Not a bad call to action. I would probably, you were mentioning that you were working with disabilities.
Yes.
I would probably have something more about that up front so people know, because this is a little bit generic. Same with experience, opportunity, and growth. And then when you say enter, that's just going to take you down to there. There's no point in having that there. They're already going to scroll down to this content anyway. So instead of enter, I would have something along the lines of, you know what, you don't even need a call to action there if you really don't want to.
Yeah.
Now that I've clicked that, I feel like, oh, okay, cool. So it's not a scrolling website.
So the reason for that first page is we've got different age groups. We cater for different age groups, and each age group has got different services. So instead of somebody going to a service, if you enter and you go down, it actually asks the question, so option 1, I want to know if this can offer for an age group. Option 2, just browse the website as normal. So if you go to option 1, it will actually take you to if you select that, yes, it will take you to an area where you select your age, which is also just an anchor point down.
Yeah.
So if you select your age, it will take you to which services we offer in that age group.
Well, I'm unfortunately none of these ages, but I'll go this one.
So that's what we're aiming at, is just putting the people on the right page and right service so they don't have to scroll through, contact us, and we say, unfortunately, we don't offer that service to that age group.
Okay, I understand. So
that's the objective, yeah.
Yeah, I get you. So I have a couple of problems with the behavior flow for that. So now that I'm in this page, let's just say I've clicked this by mistake. I'm going to have to go back to the start of the website. I can't click the logo, by the way. That should just link back to your home page. But if I go back to home, I'm going to have to start that process over and over again every time I want to navigate.
Yeah, that's
so
one of the things.
What I would rather have is like you have some kind of menu navigation that's sticky with the whole website so that I can choose to go to whichever part of the website I want to at any given time. Otherwise, you're just putting up roadblocks and just making it really difficult for people to maneuver around the website. That's all. Look, I don't mind the video. That's nice. It's just showing that you've got like a community kind of vibe and some community services. I'm not super supportive of this enter simply because if you've got the two options here, why not just put them up in the banner straight away so that people see it? Instead of me having to just scroll down to here, I may as well just have them straight away. If you're looking for services, click here. If you're looking to just browse our website, click here. That's probably the way that I would do it. Latest news is fine. You've got a video in there. You should probably have the video like preloaded so that it shows some imagery because people are going to miss that there. Let's meet. We always have coffee, and so you're welcome for a cover. Okay, reduce the size of this map because it's just taking up way too much of the fold, and maybe a little bit more formality here. I know it is communal, but like I'd probably just make it a little bit more like you can get in touch with us from here, and then you're obviously giving them your contact details, and then us to contact you, no worries, just complete the form below. Okay, so what would they be contacting you in regards? I guess what you need to do is you need to revisit what it is that you're trying to offer these guys, and if this is the situation that you need them to go to, which is figure out what service it is, and otherwise keep having a look around. Put the services somewhere with big blocks on the website so that people can go to those immediately because they don't want to have to go all the way down to the bottom of the website to submit a generic form to figure out what services you offer. That's the whole point of them being on the website. The other thing is with Wix, I'm not always super satisfied with their mobile versions. So let's just reload that.
Yeah, the one disadvantage with Wix, it's got desktop and mobile, but only one mobile size, so you can't really go and select a few. You create it in mobile, but if you select that, it probably some of it won't suit.
So yeah, mobile friendly, big no-no. If it's not responsive on all phones, like if I was using this on my iPhone 8 at the moment, I couldn't even progress. So yeah, you've just lost all that. And I'd imagine that a fair chunk of your audience probably is on mobile because they're out and about and they're thinking about you. So mobile probably kills that a bit. I mean, look, WordPress is my favorite just for like a service-based website. It's great for SEO. It's pretty easy to use. Wix has so many limitations to it that I know it's easy for you to develop on, but that's like going to kill your conversions completely. You need a fully responsive website that's got a good mobile website. And then what we would do immediately is have a look at how much of your mobile traffic is actually dropping off right now because you might be missing out on a great bunch of people that are trying to get in touch with you through your mobile website. So that's number one. So look, I think the two things for you is kind of the behavior flow. So what am I trying to get them to do immediately on the website, which is figure out what services they fall under. And then secondly, the mobile phone is just unusable at the moment. Those are the two main things to work on.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. Anybody? I'm not deciding, so I think okay, cool. That was easy. Yep.
Hi.
Just quickly, how much longer do we have, Aaron? Sorry, where are we at? 15? Okay, so I reckon I could get 3 more people in 5 minutes each. Cool. All right, let's do it.
Hi, my name is Ankit.
Hey.
I would like to review and get your opinion on whitegrey.com.au.
White Grey?
Yes, whitegrey.
And what do you guys do?
We are a full service agency. So earlier till today or in this transition period, we are using the website more like we had the first introduction with the potential clients.
Yep.
And they come back to revisit and see how White Grey, what we are, how it is. However, going forward, we would want it to be more lead generation.
Okay, when you say you're a full service agency, what services?
So strategy, tech, creative, performance marketing.
Okay, so, okay, yeah, cool. So I'm just having a look at the website. You are a theoretically a marketing agency. You have marketing involved.
Yes.
You don't say marketing on your homepage. That's vital, yeah? So you need to make sure on this main banner, even though I get that you're going for like a simple kind of notion, it's quite like simplistic and minimal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You need to talk about your product straight away in the homepage banner. So we scroll down a little bit. 2019. Okay, so you've got like case studies here. Great, that's not a problem. Again, there's just some white space sitting here. It's just screaming out for you to tell us what you actually do as an agency. So maybe a little bit of copy here explaining what you are as an agency. More of our work, our services, get in touch. Your team, I love teams. I love these team profiles because it makes you personable. I love that, especially from agency vibe. We don't have it on our website and I'm screaming for it daily, so that's a really good start. More case studies. So you've got about 3 case studies on your home page. That's probably 3 case study sections. It's probably too much. People will have gone to a case study already by about here because it's like your main thing that you're presenting here. So maybe just leave 1, and then the other things that you can do instead of a case study is like have a call to action. Like if you guys are a fully integrated, maybe something along the lines of like contact us for a digital strategy session or something like that, and have a big banner there with a contact button next to it. The other bit that I'll quickly check on yours is your services page, because I'm guessing that's reasonably important. So just a little bit of a problem here with your development. Maybe get that fixed. That's just a bit off-putting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are just trying to shift it. So potentially by this month end or the first half of September, we are having a new website.
Okay,
But
cool.
I just wanted your feedback so we can all incorporate all of those things in the
So
new
you
one.
wanted my free CRO audit before you migrate. I like it. Okay, cool. So we're a full-service creative and digital agency offering strategy, creative technology. Our specific services include brand, demand, experience, technology, data. All right, so if I was...
And if you click on that, it expands.
Yeah, it goes
And
into
that's
what they
what
are. So it's a accordion, or sort of an accordion. You need to be more specific. So I can imagine, are you guys based here in Sydney?
Yes.
So there's thousands and thousands of marketing agencies all pivoting from one another. You need to be able to, what we talked about earlier, identify your USP. So it's great that you offer these services, but what is your strategy? What technologies are you actually working on?
Yeah.
When you say creative, are you creating websites versus branding versus, photography versus videography? Like what are the actual services that you offer? And then when you go into these sections here where it talks about brand, I'd almost break these out into individual pages. That little slab of copy there, this one here, isn't enough for me to be convinced that I'm going to come and talk to you about brand. That's all. Pretty simple one. You just need to give your service offering a bit of an overdo, that's all. And then I would also try and get some testimonial stuff in there because you've obviously got customers that work for you. Are they all happy? Are all your customers happy?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, cool. So you should put testimonials of them saying that up. Find that on Google Reviews, whatever you need to do. But yeah, go back and have a revisit of what your service offering is, yeah? That's the main thing.
Thank you so much.
Cool. I think I've got time for 2 more. And guys, I'm here all day tomorrow, and I'm also going to be out here, so you can come and pull me aside. I'm happy to do these for as long as you need, okay?
Yep.
Go for it.
Jani King, Janiking.
Sorry, that's your name or that's a website?
That's the company name.
Okay, so sorry,
I'm
go
Jared.
again. Jack King?
Jani, so Jani
King.
Yep, King.
.com.au?
That's it.
Sorry, I got really confused there. Oh, God. So I don't think that's my internet. I reckon that's your website. Sorry. So if you guys don't know what Google PageSpeed Insights is, it just loads what the speed of your website is. So I'm going to take a guess. Let's have a guess. I reckon I'm going to go for 10 seconds. 12. Okay, we got 10 and 12. Winner gets to have the first beer on the lawn downstairs.
Wow.
All right, so just while we wait for that. Okay, cool. So the king of cleaning services. I'm looking for cleaning services or franchise opportunities. Great, they're your 2 main call to actions. Awesome video in the background, that's good. I would be probably, if you do have a bad website speed, so let's just look at desktop first. Wow, time to interactive is incredible, but your speed index is about 7 seconds. Let's just verify that. So a lot of the speed testing tools online are especially Google's. They've just changed it recently. They're not very reliable, so I'm just going to compare two of them together to see what your actual website load speed is. But I'd imagine that video may very well be contributing to that. Anyway, let's keep going down. Proud member of 50 years of success. These are all trust icons. Perfect, brilliant. We service these industries. Brilliant. This is exactly what people want to see. I know that if I'm in the retail sector, I go, great, I can go straight through to here. So that's all really, really good. National accounts, cleaning all locations nationally for our commercial enterprise clients. Find out more. That's a bit weak just because it's like a grey box. Like, what does this mean? If I'm somebody who's interested in that, I might know. But if I'm somebody who hasn't even thought about it, they're probably going to miss that. They're just going to keep scrolling. So maybe make that a bit more prominent. Maybe an image of some sort there to kind of explain a bit more. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Commercial cleaning, this just looks like a big slab of SEO copy, I can imagine. Yep, cool, fine. I'd probably condense that a little bit if you can, but otherwise, no worries. And then contact us for a free consultation. Contact us. Don't love this. This is a bit lazy, so that's going to go to your contact page, isn't it?
Yep.
Just put a form there, like just a quick, just a quick drop-down form will be easy, or a preloaded form there. You've got an app, that's cool. Click here for New Zealand. Awesome. Your homepage looks really, really good. Let's just quickly, okay, still taking some time. What's your main service, you reckon, at the moment?
Probably healthcare.
Healthcare, cool.
Yep.
Okay, so nice picture. A lot of copy. Okay, so straight away I go to this page and I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to read through all of that. I'd probably section that up a little bit more. We talked about unique sales propositions. I know that people are already on your service page. It doesn't necessarily have to be a unique sales proposition by this point, but I would definitely try and break it up, similar to how you had on the front page where it had the blocks.
Yep.
I think if you can get across what some of the main parts of this service are within that there, people will get an idea of what you offer straight away, and then they don't have to read through a big slab of copy. I mean, I'll ask all of you guys, would you read through a large slab of copy on the website? We don't have time for it anymore, so we need to make sure that we keep everything quite creatively designed and nice looking and not just slabs of copy, because otherwise people just don't take the time to look through it. It's a lazy thing, but that's the way that we're going in society. Contact us again, have the contact form there. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you the trick that I've been telling everybody a million times over. Have this phone number on a sticky header scrolling with your website. And I can tell you right now, if you have what I mentioned before, where you have the sticky form on the right-hand side that had name, number, service you want, comments, submit, you'll get thousands more conversions simply because it's there and it's within them all the time. Right now, if I'm looking at cleaning and medical, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go, let's do it. I have to scroll down to click to here to go, okay, it does load, so that's not bad. But why not have that just sitting there hovering the whole entire time so I can fill it out? Or I'm on mobile and I want to look at your phone number. Doesn't scroll with me. So I know that your logo is really important. Move that over to the left. Get rid of your search bar because you're a service. You don't need the search. Make that really prominent on the right-hand side. And I'll be able to click that off mobile straight away.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Thanks, mate. Yep. Beautiful.
And then you owe me a beer when you're converting better, yeah? All right, I think we got one more, yeah? Time for one more over here. Oh, you got it. Cool. Let's go.
Hi. Flinders University website.
Oh. University websites are always incredible, so this is a stitch up. Big time. Flinders.edu.au?
Yeah, that's right.
This website uses cookies. Thank you. No worries. Okay, so I'm going to go against what I just said before. So for most websites, I hate sliders. For universities that are completely 100% informative, where you don't have massive call to actions, I'm guessing, are you asking people to enroll on the website?
Yeah, I guess there's two things. Enrolling, so new students, and also research. So that global reach, as my boss on there, that's really important because we try to attract grants and PhD students to increase our global rankings.
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, so this is one of those websites where I'm actually not that upset about a slider, simply because you are trying to get a lot of information across to people. Your call to action boxes here are not too bad, so register now. In the frame, learn more. That's it's pretty weak, but that's all right. Global reach, that's fine. So again, informative. I don't mind that you've got a slider here because you are trying to get a lot of different messages across. So probably the only exception I would make for this. Want to study with us? Cool. Great call to action at the start, right pretty much above the fold where everybody's looking, and it's asking you what do you want to do. So if I wanted to be in marketing, Bachelor of Marketing, great. Fantastic, loading, love it. Apply now for 2020, find out more. Awesome call to action, which is just below the banner. Great. You've got the sticky header here. The only thing is, do you want people calling you or not particularly?
They go to like a call centre.
Okay, you don't want people calling you then, so we're not putting the phone number up there. Look, do you know what? I really don't want to waste everyone's time. Your website looks great. It's a good looking website. I can tell you a couple of little tiny tricks for universities. We just did La Trobe University a little bit of a CRO audit for them the other day. There's just little tiny tweaks in the way that the users come through and actually enroll. That was mostly what we focused on. But websites like this are normally reasonably good. So I might actually try and squeeze one more in if that's doable. But I will talk to you. You come find me whenever you're ready. Anybody else? Oh, yeah. Oh, I think we got questions after, maybe. Or yep, so maybe just this lady over here. Nice.
Oh, God. It's activedocs.com.
Acted Docs?
Active Docs.
Active.
Like documents.
Docs.com.au. Yep.
Just .com. No AU.
Okay. Document automation software. Do you want to expand a bit quickly?
I was hoping you would be able to tell from the website, so it looks like we have a problem.
I'm not always good at this, so if you give me a quick rundown, it might trigger something.
Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like, automating document production. So you hook up your database or whatever, and it spits out letters and emails and stuff.
Okay, so your website's a perfect case of you'd probably want to implement some heat mapping because this takes up a huge, like it's a massive banner. So I would actually reduce the banner by about half the size. I actually love the content in here. It says our software provides reliable document automation for big organizations, blah, 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 blah. Get started or find out more. That's great. It just takes up a huge amount of the fold. So I'd actually hotjar that and figure out how far people are going down the fold before they get bored of the website.
Yep.
And then we would be able to bring that up because I'm guessing under here you have some really, complete confidence. Over 90% of those who trust it choose it and succeed. Sorry, I'm trying not to be rude, but that's a bit bland. Yeah, it's just a bit bland. And the call to action, I'm intrigued. Like, what does that mean? What are we trying to do from here? Services POC. Okay. I'm intrigued is a really bad call to action.
Okay.
You probably want to say something along the lines of like find out more.
Okay.
Just something that's more familiar to the audience. It'd be like if you go to an e-commerce store and this is something that lots of people do. They say they want to be fancy, so they say add to bag as opposed to add to cart. Like we're in Australia, everybody knows add to cart, add to bag's a bit too fancy. So do stuff that people are familiar with.
Yep.
Introducing active docs. Here you go. These are all of your unique sales propositions. So the fact that you've got this massive banner at the top of your website taking up all the fold means this gets pushed down further, which means people can't see the excellent stuff that you guys do as a service offering. Then you've got your case study with a semi-testimonial as well.
Yep.
I hope to God your case study has images of the person that's doing it. No. Get their image, get them on a video talking about it, get something that's actually kind of, I guess, a bit more of an authority than just putting some words on a page, like we mentioned before. Practical features, these are all your main features and they're almost halfway down the website, so we need to promote those higher by far. And you've actually got, like we're only halfway down the website, you've got way too much content here. Like your website's just way too long. Nobody's going to go all the way through this. So I reckon by about, with 30% left, you probably finish like nobody's actually going to be visiting down the bottom of the website. And again, with Hotjar or Crazy Egg, we could have a look at that and figure out what's going on. Just quickly, your main service that you do, where should I go?
Just pick any.
Start with proof of concept. Okay, so services page, that's not bad. You've got a navigation on the side that means that you can get each step. I'd actually make that even, these steps in a row, like you go proof of concept before professional, before brilliant.
Yep.
So I would actually say that. I'd say step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so people know how to navigate through that. You're probably reiterating these little banner things to highlight stuff a little bit too much. It gets a bit redundant when you use them too much. And then again, same situation, huge slab of copy that people have to walk through before they can get to the end, which is contact us. And again, don't worry about a contact us button, put a form down the bottom there. And as I've said a billion times, request a custom demo is cool and you've got a sticky header, but if you want phone calls, put your phone number there as well.
Cool.
Is that something you want?
No, it's not. It's
Well, then don't put it there.
Yep.
Good idea. So nice looking website, just probably too much content again,
Yep.
and that home page, like nobody's going to go through that. So you just need to be a bit more, I guess, strategic with which content you promote there.
Cool.
And guys, I know a lot of that sounded like the same stuff over and over again, but I'm telling you, other than the aesthetics that we can look on the website, and we would go through and we would have a look at like how you're performing on different devices, how you're performing on different browsers and so forth. The stuff that I'm telling you is really common sense, but nobody does it. You desperately need to get your message across as soon as possible. You need to have your main call to action above the fold. You need to have contact details or a main call to action in a sticky header, because if it's not sticky, people are navigating through the website and then they have to go back to the top, and more than likely they just won't go to the top. And finally, just put yourself in your audience's shoes all the time. Have a think about your product and why they're trying to get to your product and how they're trying to engage with you. And then you need to replicate that on the website. And here's one of the hardest things that you can possibly do, just to wrap it up. Get somebody else who's not biased towards your website to have a look at it. That sounds really tough, but don't get mum, because mum's going to support you. Don't get dad, Go to somebody who's completely out of your network and just say, can you have a look at this and give me some feedback? Because you look at your website pretty much every day. I look at my Clearwater website every day and I despise it, but lots of people do get really connected to their website and think this is fantastic. Get somebody else's opinion, try and get somebody in your industry that might be interested in your product and listen to them, because at the end of the day, you're not the customer of your own service most of the time, they are. Anyway, it's been cool. Do we have questions or?
Sorry,
Okay.
thank you. Ooh, just had one question. Personalisation on websites and different call to actions for different audiences. I know that that's a whole, like a personalisation aside.
Yep.
How do you see multiple call to actions kind of working? I mean, I've kind of gained some insights, I guess, from what you've already sort of said through your website reviews, but what would you suggest if you've got different call to actions for different kind of audiences and you're not using personalisation, you're just using the one landing site?
You're using the one landing when you
If
say,
you were, hypothetically.
when you say the one landing site,
Or
like
the one homepage where you're sending all your traffic to.
so everything's going to the home page
Yeah.
and there's no other pages?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, no. Well, there's sub-pages. I guess,
okay,
but
so so you just need to segment it properly. So when we were looking at the example before, I think it was your website, the cleaning services, where it broke up the services in those blocks. That's an ideal way. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to say to your audience at the top of the website, here's our most important call to action. Now, if you want these particular services or these particular call to actions, here's a big center of them. Where do you want to go within this center? And then based on that, you're then segmenting them into a page that's going to have filtered content that's personalized to them. And each of those pages could have a different call to action. I think our CRO page on our website has a slightly different call to action than our SEO page, than our Google Ads page. And that's because they're all different services and different people want different things from those. So on your homepage, always think about the fact that I've just landed here. I don't know a huge amount about you. I see what you do, I want to know more about it, and I want to figure out what suits me. Try and segment that the best as you can by putting the services as neatly outlined, boxes, even if it's like tabs, whatever you need it to be, so that people can go to the next section.
Yeah, and likewise, the other question, was about different stages of the funnel. So obviously, if you've got people in different stages of the consideration phase and action, obviously you've got some people that might be ready to purchase and some people who aren't. So you kind of need to have an explore our thing with a buy now or whatever, having multiple things like that.
Yep.
Similar sort of concept by segmenting them that way, or?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, we in the agency industry use lead magnets, so there's going to be people that want to contact you straight away and want services right now. Dave, I want to do CRO immediately. Or there's some people that are like, I've heard that CRO is useful and I want to get my head around it. So what we've tried A/B split testing is a CRO calculator. So that gives you a few things to plug in and then it shoots out an automatic report for you, which is customized. It's a good bit of valuable content for you. And then you may come back to me in 6 months after seeing that on your desk or something and going, oh, we'll come back to you. So you can have a call to action there that's really in your face and bold, like cleaning services, for example. Which service do you want? Get a quote. That's where it needs to be. If you've got a few different catered services, you could have it that one is contact us, but then another one is get our free audit or get our free report or get a free industry stat deck or something like that so that you can see what's going on and they might come back to you a bit later on.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Does that answer?
Yes, it does.
Cool. And I think it was one more question. Any questions? Right up the back there. Thanks, guys. You guys have been legends, by the way. You're all wide awake, it looks like.
How do you find when you provide resources on the website, having to enter in contact details and those sorts of things to access them? Did they prevent people from clicking through, or it doesn't really matter because you've grabbed their details?
Give me an example.
So we're a heavy equipment industry, so crawler cranes, mobile cranes, those sorts of things also sell a lot of equipment ranges.
Yeah.
So if people want to download a product guide, we've got lifting calculators, capacity gauges, those types of things.
Okay, so is this the same situation where you won't display pricing unless they've logged in as a user kind of deal, or?
No, so we don't display pricing on anything because we're national and international, so it changes.
Okay, so sorry, try and explain to me again, I kind of missed.
So it's technical info, it's B2B services, so we provide like capacity gauge charts and lifting charts and those sorts of things, as well as product guides for heavy equipment, so excavators and that sort of equipment. So we're having a debate internally about whether to get customers to put their contact details in, the amount of details they have to enter to access those resources, or whether they should be given just as a general and then hope that after they read them, they'll get in touch.
Well, do you know what? This is fantastic because somebody just mentioned before that he doesn't like opinions, and nor do I. So at the start of the slide, were you here at the start? Did you put your hand up for Trump? So you decided against Trump. So if you guys A/B split test those two options, give each of them 30 days, your audience will do that for you. They'll tell you which one performs better. So come talk to me after and we'll show you how you can run an A/B split test, but that's the exact point, guys. If you have two versions of something that you can't agree on, you split test both of them. You can actually, on a live website, send one version to 50% of your audience at the same time that you're sending the second version to the 50% of the audience, and the data will come back to you and tell you which one is the better performer. So that's exactly what you would do. Awesome, I'm all done. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Come talk to me when you can.